Hey everybody, here we are at STS 29 in Brisbane, Australia. We're on the last day of the meeting, so everything's wrapping up, but we're having a blast here. And fortunately, we have one of the star presenters from this year's symposium. This is Wendy Dow. Wendy Dow's a PhD student at Duke University. And so Wendy, loved your talk. I thought it was extremely interesting. Something that I haven't thought very much about for sure, and I know is a pretty novel approach for the turtle community. You're working on sound, hearing in sea turtles. Tell us a little bit about why is that important? What's special about needing to know about hearing in sea turtles?
Basically, sound in the ocean is increasing, and it's been increasing for years and years and years, and it's only going to get louder out there. And mainly, we know nothing about what sea turtles hear. And so it's been really important for me to figure out not only what they hear, but how they might behaviorally respond to sound that's been found to be damaging for other species like marine mammals and fish.
I see. Okay, so how does one measure hearing or hearing sensitivity to different types of sounds in sea turtles?
So it's actually this really cool method that's called auditory evoked potentials, and it's the same way that we measure baby hearing. So really all the subject has to do is sit there, and we're measuring an electrical response from the ear to the brain.
Huh. Well, and so this seems tricky to me to be able to get a turtle to sit still and play sounds and then record its hearing. And also, I'm wondering, since they're on air and in the water, most sea turtles are anyway, the females and such.
A little bit of time.
Yeah, a little bit of the time. That seems to be particularly challenging to be able to make the measurements in air and water. Were you able to do that?
I was. It actually wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. All the measurements that we've had for sea turtles in the past have been in air, which seems rather silly since they spend 99% of their time underwater.
Right.
So I really wanted to develop techniques to measure underwater hearing, and we did it using anesthesia. But with the turtles that we had, we actually didn't need to use the anesthesia. They totally relaxed and hung out underwater and breathed normally for an hour at a time.
Which are these turtles? Are they trained or something? Where did you do this? Where did you do this work?
I wish they were trained. We were at the University of British Columbia using T. Todd Jones's green sea turtles, and so they are way used to doing physiological experiments, so super easy to work with.
So tell us about your findings. I mean, was there something surprising, shocking, really earth-shattering that you found out here?
Not totally earth-shattering. People in the past have thought that turtles are low-frequency specialists, so they generally hear below about 1,000 hertz. I found that in air, in water, I found that they hear a little bit outside that range and probably hear way lower frequencies than we've actually tested, so that's something that we need to work on. And surprisingly, my turtles heard better in air than they did in water, which you wouldn't expect evolutionarily. They've had millions of years to adapt to living in the ocean, so you'd expect that they'd be able to hear a little bit better in water.
And so, with respect then to what you're talking about in terms of sound in the ocean being sort of a form of pollution, something that's a growing potential impact on sea turtles, what implications do your findings have at this point, or what are your future plans in terms of trying to figure out what those implications might be?
So mainly I've discovered that turtles are able to hear all this crazy noise up in the ocean, like seismic surveys, oil and gas drilling, construction, explosives, shipping. Turtles hear it all. And low frequency sounds, especially that are produced by all of those things, travel really long distances in the ocean because they have long wavelengths. So mainly the important question to ask is how they behaviorally respond to these sounds, because it's great that we know that they can hear them, but maybe they don't really care and they just move on. Or maybe they do. We have no idea. So that's sort of the next step in this research project.
That's fantastic, and this was a really exciting presentation, everybody, because as Wendy said, hearing in sea turtles is something that's not very well known, and so this is one of those kinds of studies that really sheds a lot of light on something that we still don't even know, despite all the years of research that has already been done on turtles around the world. So Wendy, appreciate it. Thanks a lot. We'll be staying tuned for the next installment, next presentations. Be ready to be back standing here. Well, maybe not here in Australia again, but maybe next year in India. We'll have to do this again. See what else you found out.
Great. Thanks.
Thanks.